Hello. In this clip from our Justia webinar, Google Advertising, PPC, and LSAs, Differences, Do's, and Don'ts, Samantha LaRousse shares tips and strategies to leverage PPC advertising for your law firm. If you want to see more Justia videos on law practice and legal marketing, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
So now that we have a, thorough understanding of how these ads work, how they look on the search results page, let's do a little bit deeper dive. And this is where we're really going to get into it and explore how you can best utilize each of these different types of ads. So we will go ahead and start with pay-per-click. Now, what I have here obviously is not a non-exhaustive list of all recommendations for PPC. With our experience working with law firms and their paid search marketing, there definitely are some recurring themes that come up, more often than others. So that was, what I wanted to focus on here. Especially, we are often in a situation where we're taking over an ads account for a firm and we get a little, behind the scenes view at what firms are doing with their ads prior to bringing them to us. And I'll just say there's usually a lot of room for improvement. So, with that in mind, the first big ticket item for the PPC ads is making sure you have those dedicated landing pages set up. I really cannot stress this enough. You might be wondering what the difference is between your regular website pages and the landing pages. It's really simple. Generally, your website pages are built with SEO or search engine optimization in mind. So you're using those pages to try and rank organically in Google. You need a bunch of content. You need links. You need to build backlink profiles. All that, good SEO related stuff is not applicable when we're talking about landing pages. Those are built specifically for users who are getting to you through paid clicks. So since you're paying for those users to get to you, we want the landing pages to be completely focused on conversions. So conversion is that user actually taking the next step and contacting you. That means you don't need that page to be linked up. It honestly doesn't even need to be indexed with Google. You don't need a lot of content. You want this to be focused on calls to action, compelling reasons why that user should pull the trigger and contact your firm. So I want to look at some examples of good landing pages that we have put together for some of our clients. If you'll see here, there's a few different examples and of just various pages that we have set up. In this case, we did one for this firm's injury ads, a separate landing page for their car accident ads, truck accidents, and then this last one here is for medical malpractice. So if we're looking at kind of the structure of these pages and what you want to make sure that you're including when you're doing this kind of setup, there are some key things that you want to focus on. And obviously this is going to change a little bit depending on what's applicable for your firm, but these are kind of the core items that you want to make sure and try and touch on for these pages. So the first, make sure that you have strong calls to action, and your contact information really front and center, clear for the user to see. They're not going to miss this. Do you offer free consultations? List that there. If you're a criminal firm and you offer help with bail or you're available 24/7, that's the place where you want to promote that kind of information. Next thing down, include strong marketing language that's promoting your business. Have a contact form that's front and center. Make it really easy for that user to contact you when they land on the page. This one is, making sure you have those legal associations promoted, any awards that your firm has received, really just to promote your experience and expertise and really reinforce that with the user is going to make them more likely to contact you. This next one, not applicable for everybody, but, generally for personal injury firms, criminal firms, if you could list some kind of case results related to your practice area that you're advertising for, users like to see the potential for recovery. So, having that up front and center, really prominent on the page is going to make them more likely to contact you. And then the last thing that's in view here, strong H1 header. Make sure that you're including your target practice area, include your geographic location. Make sure those keywords are in there. And again, it's just compelling and going to make people who are maybe not likely to read the whole narrative on your page just understand, what this is about and what your firm is about. We scroll down the page a little bit. This is the same landing page, just scrolling down a little. We want to look at these featured client reviews. This is another really great way to reinforce your experience and positive track record with the potential new client on your page. And last scroll, we get down to the bottom of the landing page. The nice thing to always have, and we do this typically for our clients, is have another contact form available down at the bottom of the page. So, there's one at the top, somebody sees that first, they scroll down, there's another opportunity for them to contact you. And you'll also notice that we include some additional calls to action next to the form, really just to drive home those points why the person should contact your firm. And then last but not least, we always want to look at the mobile view of the landing pages. As most of majority of your ad clicks are probably going to come from mobile devices. So we don't want to ignore, that aspect. The big thing for mobile, the page obviously should mirror the desktop version pretty closely. But the one thing that is a little bit different is we have this prominent call button at the very top of the page. We use this as a sticky header feature. So when somebody's scrolling on the page, that little top bar is always going to stick there. So no matter where they are on the page, they're always one click away from being able to contact you through the ads. So basically, end of the day, make the most of those paid clicks. Use landing pages for your ads. The next, kind of core tool that we want to discuss for PPC, and this one, in my opinion, pretty underutilized, is the use of a branding campaign along with your regular advertising. So, you have your campaigns targeting whatever practice areas you cover, whatever types of cases you're trying to get. In addition to that, you should be doing a branding campaign. And this is where we set up the ads to target your own branded terms, such as either the name of your firm, the names of the attorneys at your firm, stuff like that. So I have an example here. We did a search for a specific attorney's name, and the first thing that pops up on the search results page is the ad from her branding campaign. So this is a very low cost way to gain control over your namespace online and make sure that what's showing at the very top of the search results page is exactly what you want your users to see. In this case, we have the official site front and center. Google is also showing the site link and image assets along with the regular ad text. Again, these are typically very low cost. I'm talking less than $5 a click in most cases, and it allows you to take control over what the user sees first when they're doing these types of searches online. That kind of budget, when you calculate it out, maybe throw $500 a month at it, it's really a drop in the bucket for most firms as far as your advertising spend, but it's really worth setting up. I'm going to segue a little bit. I know right now we're supposed to be talking about recommendations for PPC, but there is a similar feature on the local services ads that was rolled out maybe a few months ago. And I want to bring that up quickly since it is kind of on topic here with the branded searches. Google local services ads, they allow you to target branded terms through this new direct business search. And you can find this section on the profile and budget page of the LSA interface. So this is how it would look on the search results page if you decided to opt in for these LSA direct branded search ads. Basically, you have your LSA at the top of the screen there with the Google screen check mark. This firm in particular also runs a branding campaign doing PPC. So you'll see that the sponsored PPC ad right below that. Again, this is pretty new. I believe Google only made it available to advertisers in the last few months. So something to check out that's now available on your account if you are running LSAs. With that in mind, the kind of downside to this is that Google doesn't really give you any indication of how much you're going to be charged for these branded search needs. So it is a little bit of a toss-up for advertisers. These clips that we're looking at here on the screen are pulled directly from Google's support page. So supposedly you will only be charged for calls from new clients, so no returning clients. And again, it's kind of hard to tell, how this whole process is going to play out, how those charges are going to be determined. It is our recommendation to keep this feature toggled off on the LSAs and only do branding campaigns using PPC since, you have so much more control over the entire process. The pricing is much more transparent and just in general, it seems to be the better way to go for these types of ads. All right. So after that little segue, we're going to get back into the PPC. The next tool that I wanted to talk about are the automated or AI features that are available to advertisers through the Google Ads platform. So bit of a double-edged sword because AI obviously presents both positive and negative opportunities. The key here is really making sure that any automated features that you are using within the ads interface make sense for your firm. Don't just follow recommendations based off of, what Google is saying blindly. We all know that the Google reps definitely have Google's best interests in mind, not necessarily those of your business. So just, be thoughtful. Make sure that you're doing things with reason and not just because somebody's telling you to. As far as, some of the features that we find are safe to use, Google's automated bidding strategies are definitely one of them. We utilize these regularly with our own clients and see really great results. Obviously, you can see here there are a bunch of options available to advertisers. The key is really, doing your research and choosing the right bidding strategy for your specific needs. The automated bidding, it takes the work off of your plate to have to manually set a cost per click for each individual target keyword. And it also allows Google's machine learning to optimize your ads for the action that you're looking for. So usually on our end, when we're doing, campaign setups, we are starting a brand new campaign off with maximized clicks. This is really going to help with building up volume and getting some good data for Google to work with. And then once the campaign's a bit more established, we'll switch them over to maximize conversions. For law firms doing search campaigns, this is probably the bidding strategy you should be using. It is, as the name suggests, making the goal of your campaign to generate conversions or contacts from your ads. And I'll get a little bit deeper into that in a minute as far as the importance of tracking conversions. But that's where most firms should be sitting, is with the maximized conversion bidding strategy. For larger campaigns with a lot of data, I'm talking at least 20, 30 grand ad spend per month minimum. Maximize conversion value can be a good option for you. And it's really just to allow Google's machine learning to further optimize your ads based off of your own firm's data. So they're able to take, that great volume and turn that data into a little bit more specific targeting. than what you can get with the level of data if you're using maximize conversions only. All right, so moving along, aside from the automated bidding, another form of automation that you should be taking advantage of, probably already are. It's really, if you're doing search ads, it's the only option that Google has left, but I did want to mention it, is just making sure that you're doing those responsive search ads within your search campaigns. The main takeaway here is that you're able to input a variety of different headlines and descriptions for Google to utilize their machine learning, and they'll choose from the different options that you provide and basically serve the ad that they believe is most likely to get the action that you're looking for. So, for example, we're just talking about using the maximize conversions bidding strategy. If that's what you're doing and you have these responsive search ads set up, Google is going to use their algorithm to serve the, version of the ad that they believe is most likely to convert any given user that is doing a query that would be eligible to trigger your ad. After the responsive search ads, another set of automation tools that you can safely take advantage of can be found in the recommendations tab of the ads dashboard. So you'll see I circled in red here some of these AI essentials that Google has labeled. There are a lot more than just these, so by no means do not go through and blindly accept every single recommendation that has these AI essentials labeled on it. I will go over that in a bit more detail when we talk about what not to do, but these ones in particular I wanted to highlight because they actually can be really helpful. Having a notice saying that you don't have a business logo asset set up, or you need to set up image assets. These are things that can actually be helpful for your ads, and you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those. So let's look at a quick example of, how those assets look on the actual search results page. You'll see this ad in particular has both the image and the logo asset showing in the same ad. Just to keep in mind, even if you have these set up within the interface, it's totally up to Google if and when they will show on the search results page. So it's really all about Google's AI and when they believe that the use of these assets are going to help you reach your advertising goals. So that's the real key here. Big takeaway is give Google the tools that can help boost the performance of your ads when that performance, recommendation makes sense for your overall goals and the goals of the firm. All right, so the last core point that I want to cover when it comes to utilizing your PPC ads, make sure that you have the right conversion tracking setup. I have had countless firms come to Justia to run their ad campaigns, and they have no clue, what calls are coming from their ads versus what calls are coming from their website, any directories they have set up, any other marketing channels. It's really easy for things to get confusing when you don't know what contacts are coming from where. So when that's the case, it's also near impossible to determine your return on investment, which is especially important for the ads when you're paying for every single click that's coming through. So ROI, or return on investment, is a huge factor when you're paying for every single click. That is why we care so much about setting up the proper conversion tracking. When this is done correctly, you should be able to pinpoint every single call, text, contact or message, or even live chats. So if someone initiates a live chat from your landing page that originated from a click from your PPC ads, you should be tracking that. It's even possible, depending on the volume coming through your ads, to be able to pinpoint, the specific search that triggered your ad that led to a conversion. You can really get a great level of data and insight when you have this set up correctly. So, really is an invaluable tool when it comes to fine-tuning your ads, learning what is and isn't working, and being able to, kind of pivot accordingly. So a great example of how you can apply this to a real life situation. What we're looking at here is some keyword data from an actual law firm. They practice family law. They were having issues with receiving calls from potential clients looking for help with child support matters. They were not targeting child support cases with their ads. And since we had proper conversion tracking set up, there wasn't any question that the calls were coming from their PPC. They knew that was the source. That's where these calls were coming from. So that's where we had to kind of dive in and figure out what the issue was. So when you look at the search terms report that we're looking at here, you can see that during, this particular time period in question, we found that Google was equating child support lawyer searches with their target keyword of family lawyer. Obviously, this is not an accurate match. As I'm sure you know, if you've run Google ads in any capacity, Google will sometimes take a very loose approach to keyword matching. That's a whole other story. But the bottom line is we were able to use this conversion information to adjust our negative keyword lists and then allow this client to receive more high quality calls more consistently coming from their ads. Without the proper conversion tracking data, this would be so much more difficult to pinpoint. So again, when it comes to the PPC, let's make sure we have those landing pages set up with the proper conversion tracking in place. Utilize the branding campaigns for PPC only. If you're feeling adventurous, you want to try it on the LSA side, more power to you. But from our perspective, PPC is the way to go for the branding campaigns. And then, only use those AI or automated tools that Google provides when it makes sense for your firm.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos on law practice and legal marketing. See you in our next clip.